I feel like it's perfectly fine to feel like you want to be a part of hookup culture or like sleep around when you're younger to try to figure out what you want. I think that's perfectly fine. And then later on want to have something serious. I don't think sleeping around is a bad thing. I really don't think so. Not for men or women.
And then my tits were out. I don't know why I wasn't nervous about that. I was really excited about my tits being out, actually. I'm weird. I love my tits being out. It's like one of my things, I guess. I'm young.
Yeah.
When I'm older, I want to be able to look at it and be like, I looked good.
So I'm about to get railed by two guys, which is something I do quite often, if I'm honest with myself. And while I'm waiting for them to get here, I was just thinking, I'm on pace to hit 365 bodies in 365 days. And last year, I was excited when I hit 300 in a year. But then this leaves me to think, what am I going to do next year? 500? 600? I'm an ambitious woman. I need to make sure that I'm always striving for greatness. I need to be chasing bigger and better numbers and always surpassing my limits.
All right, I got to take some time to address this here.
What happened to the great American culture that the whole world pretty much was trying to copy? How did it descend into such decadence so quickly? And why are these modern women so eager and so comfortable talking about their depraved lifestyles on social media? The kind of things some of these women are recording themselves saying and posting online is utterly shocking.
I have slept with over 150 women.
Why?
And my husband has been with me for about 70% of those women. And officially, my husband has slept with more women with me than what he has on his own. Like, his count is higher with me than what he was like when he was single. And people say I'm not wife material.
Are we supposed to be amused by this? Why is she talking about it so casually? At what point did sleeping with a lot of strangers become such a big flex? Don't mind me, I have a lot of questions because I don't understand why some women are recording themselves bragging about this kind of lifestyle.
This is day 3 of getting railed by 365 people in 365 days. Yesterday I got filled up by one guy, and then a couple of hours later I got railed by 3 people at once, so that was fun. Today I actually don't have anything planned, but I am going to a winery, so I'm kind of hoping there's going to be a couple of cute guys there, or maybe I'll meet someone out afterwards. That's always a little bit fun, leaving it up for chance. Nothing locked in yet, but don't worry, I will make sure I get day 3 done and dusted. Stay tuned.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days. My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out, but how did I go?
I can't find this type of content normal. I'm sorry, I can't. Are they trying to convince more people to join this degenerate lifestyle so they don't feel lonely? Or what's the point? It's really sad when you realize this is not even the worst out there. Just listen to this.
So you're 25 from the UK. Recently kind of went viral. Why was that?
The first time was because I slept with loads of 18-year-old virgins and posted it online.
How many?
That was just 32. That was like a nice little warm-up, basically. I then went to spring break, which I'm sure most of you know what spring break is, and slept with 122 college boys.
In how many days?
Just over 2 weeks.
What? You did what now?
I slept with 122 college boys.
What? And I just want to make sure I get this right. How many days?
Just over 2 weeks.
That was...
Oh.
Brother, what's that?
Imagine saying something like that so openly, without shame. Now I have to wonder, has it always been this bad? Maybe, but I doubt it. I think the previous generation had a powerful disincentive called societal shame. We need to bring it back. Because where do we go from here when things like this are being normalized? It's really scary when you think about it.
One time I went and had an Uber pick me up. He was super hot. So I was like, hey, like, do you want to have sex? And he pulled over and he was like, totally, right? And then he sucked, right? He sucked.
He was scared.
So I got out of the vehicle and then I complained and was like, so I wouldn't have to pay. So then this other Uber driver pulls up and then I tell him about the experience and I'm like, I just fucked my last Uber driver and he was so shitty. You know, I had to cancel. I didn't say like some bullshit happened, you know, so I didn't have to pay. And this guy's like, okay, cool. Like, well, do you want to like give me a blowjob? And I was like, okay, sure. Why not? And then I give him a blowjob all the way from LA to Huntington Beach. It was a really fucking long time.
That's like an hour.
Yeah, there's a long blowjob. There was a long blowjob. And then I got out of the car and he's like, don't worry, I won't charge you. And then the motherfucking charged me.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the last time I fucked an Uber driver.
So, not only are they willing to flout their repugnant sexual lifestyles, but also how they are destroying their own marriages and potential relationships. Oh well, based on everything we've heard so far, that's really not surprising.
How long were you engaged?
About 8 months, and then I called the wedding off like a month or a few weeks before our whole paid for wedding. And
wait, 2 weeks before? So everything was planned.
Paid for. He was great, you guys. He was perfect on paper, literally. Like, and I was like, I needed to do this because everyone else is getting married around me. Oh, I better keep up, right? Months go by, we're planning this wedding, right? How am I gonna do this? Like, I'm not being true to myself. Like, this is so unauthentic. Like, what am I gonna do? He also had,
mental health issues?
A small. It's like not that small, but it was like definitely nothing that I'm gonna.
How do you feel saying that information out loud today, that he has a small wiener?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not gonna sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try. And then for me to be like, no. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to sleep with him. Now I feel ugly.
You know what's funny? Crazy enough, once they feel like they've had enough fun and want to settle down, but can't find good men, they start projecting their own failures onto men, talking about how inadequate the modern men are. Really? No accountability for your own lifestyle?
I'm not sure why nobody wants to speak up about this, but I guess I'll be the one to do it. There is a serious shortage of attractive, eligible, mentally stable, emotionally available men. We need to get a search party together, figure out what has happened, where have they gone, and what do we do about this? Because it's a problem.
What do you mean you don't have a boyfriend? You're so pretty. What do you mean you have 0 men in your phone? What do you mean you've gone 8 months without... What do you mean? That makes no sense. Yeah, well, combine pretty with intelligent, strong, successful, slaying at life, you've got a very terrifying woman on your hands. A very not easy woman on your hands, right? Men don't like that. Men do not like me. Men are very, very terrified of me. And the men who do like me, the ones that are attracted to me, are unavailable. Men who are in relationships actively. And uggo weirdos. Because at the end of the day, I am merely just a fantasy. I am not a real human because of the pretty and scary. So yes, babe, I'm alone. I'm very, 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 very single.
At the end of the day, something is deeply broken. Let's take, for instance, women complain about the over-sexualization of their bodies in the media, particularly by men. But when you observe the problem critically, women are a big part of it too. Just listen to what is supposed to be comedy in 2024. Wow, we've come a long way.
I just sat next to a very old man on a plane recently, and I had my notebook out, and he leans over and goes, "It's nice to see somebody writing and not on their phone." And I was like, "Aw, he doesn't know I'm writing jokes about cum."
Yet small willies are definitely a surprise, but it's not like he got to choose his phallus size. He's got that micro pee-pee, but that's okay, cause I'm more of an anal girl anyway. Next time you get one, don't worry at all, just be like me and put it in the other hole. Yeah, dick so small, put it in the other hole. Yeah, dick so small, put it in the other hole. Dick so small, looking like 3 balls. Dick so small, put it in the other hole. Yeah.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that?
Now, as bad as it all seems, the purpose of this video is not to discourage you. In fact, I think there is hope. There is a generation of women who understand the cultural decline that is currently going on, and they choose not to partake in it. They are really measured in the way they dress and talk, especially in public, and that's refreshing. Maybe we need to celebrate those kind of women more and give them the right attention, and maybe that will reverse a bit of the decay. Because remember, a big part of America's soft power is the cultural export. America cannot afford to export degeneracy anymore. No.
Are you a virgin?
Yes,
And how old are you?
I'm 21.
Why haven't you done the deed yet?
The key to a strong society is family. And so, in my view, choosing my future husband is like the most important decision I'll ever make. And I'm somebody that I know my heart, and I know that I fall really hard when I meet somebody. So I want to retain some level of objectivity when I'm selecting a future partner. And I know that if I had sex with them, I would be completely imprinted on them. And instead of being like, okay, is this person, do they have the qualities that I'm looking for in a husband, or am I just making it work instead of like seeing red flags and leaving?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others and to my future partner, and to myself, to just cover myself up more. I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.
I can respect that.